It's time for our summer patron giveaway. Yes, this time we're doing a prize pack of selected comics, some swag, some special stuff, gifts from Jason from Hawaii, so some Hawaiian goodies, all kinds of fun stuff to share our love to you, the patrons. So if you would like to be included in our summertime giveaway, just become a patron at any level between now and Labor Day. So it's a summer giveaway, and then after Labor Day, we will pull a patron randomly from the stack and send you a prize pack. Now, not only that, not only do you get entered to win, you got to be in it to win it, by the way. That's what they say. You get on-air thanks and show note shout-outs, priority inclusion of your feedback and questions or comments into the show, access to our patron-only Slack community, very popular, exclusive content. You get bonus episodes that nobody else gets. You get early access to bonus episodes or regular episodes. You get them ad-free. You get them unedited. Sometimes that's a blessing and a curse, depending on your feelings there. All kinds of fun stuff, and the levels go up. You get more stuff. But that's kind of the ground floor stuff you get coming in as a patron. So please do so. It also means that you like what we're doing, and you're sharing and caring enough to throw us a couple of shekels our way. And we appreciate that. And it helps keep the lights on. It helps pay the server fees. It helps keep us going and keep us doing it on our road to 1,000 episodes. Can we get there? I hope so. But everything's going up. It's getting harder and harder to justify luxury expenses like podcast fees. So your help is greatly appreciated, and we want to continue that. Some of you just do it just to say thanks. We appreciate that. Some of you do it for the giveaway. Some of you do it for some of the tier perks. All those are valid. So whatever your reasoning, join our Patreon. Give us a little bit of love. We appreciate it. Come contest time, we'll pull your name, and you will get a fun prize pack mailed directly to you. Thank you for listening, and thank you for your support. Now back to the show.
Thank you for listening to Comics for Fun and Profit. This is Kyle and Drew with your sneak peek at next week, episode number 850, for comics originally coming out 19 and 20 of September. Drew, this year is flying by. But Drew, before you and I get into what's coming out in your local comic book shop this coming Tuesday and Wednesday, Drew, you got anything fun for me from our robot overlords or anything else fun today?
I do. This is the top 10 accidental origin stories.
Ooh.
So,
like Joker falls in a vat of acid accidental?
Accidental origin stories. I think it's all heroes, I think. So like Batman's parents getting shot would not be an accident. You know what I mean?
Okay. So Spider-Man getting bit by a radioactive spider.
That would be number one.
Okay.
Peter Parker being bitten by a radioactive spider, given superhuman abilities, enhanced strength, agility, and the ability to cling to surfaces. Yes.
All mutants are out.
I would think so. Let me look.
Yeah.
Yes.
There were people behind Tony Stark and his everything. Do we have Hulk being irradiated?
That is number 3. Bruce Banner, as exposure to gamma radiation during a lab experiment causes him to transform into the Hulk when he experiences anger or stress.
Do we have Nightwing's parents dying?
No, because it was an accident.
It was an accident. It was literally an accident.
Yeah, no, we don't.
Boo, 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 hiss, boo, hiss.
Yeah, you're looking for a loophole there.
Yes, definitely was. Captain America volunteered for experimentation.
Well, they
Daredevil.
have Steve Rogers. He wanted
What?
to serve his country. He volunteers for an experimental super soldier serum, but the procedure is interrupted by a saboteur. The serum partially transforms him into Captain America, giving him enhanced strength, agility, and durability. That comes in at number 6.
Then Batman has to count.
It's not on the list.
But, okay, so his parents are killed by somebody else's plan, but then that accidentally gives him the fear required to become... Yeah, come on, it's the same friggin' pathway.
It's totally different.
No. Crap, I had another one in my head, and I went on my little diatribe. And
yeah, that's what you get. That's what you get for getting on your soapbox. Somebody really fast.
Oh, yeah. Duh, the Flash.
Flash, yeah. He was
Steve.
struck by lightning and doused with chemicals in his lab. The combination
Daredevil.
of lightning and... Yes, Daredevil.
Teenage
Loses
Mutant Ninja
his
Turtles.
sight as a child due to a truck accident that spills hazardous chemicals. That accident heightens his other senses to superhuman levels, granting him enhanced abilities like echolocation and heightened perception.
Excellent.
So you got the top 4 now. But Flash was 2, Spidey 1, Hulk 3, and Daredevil 4.
Deadpool gets cancer?
No.
No? Bucky loses an arm?
Nope.
Moon Knight's not cool enough to be on a list.
No, he doesn't make the list.
Punisher's, again, family died. We've already exempted family's death.
Think of a team of 4.
Oh, the Fantastic Four and the...
Yes. They were on an ill-fated space mission exposed to cosmic rays that transform them into the Fantastic Four. That was 5. You got 6 as Captain America, even though you're upset about it.
Yeah. Marvel or DC? What am I looking for? What's the breakdown of the ones that are left?
DC, Marvel, DC.
Ooh. Are we going Green Arrow, Lost on an Island?
Not Green Arrow.
Oh, see, I don't know Lantern stuff, so I just assume they all...
Yes. Well, they're giving Hal Jordan... he was a test pilot who encountered a dying alien named Abin Sur.
Mm-hmm.
His power ring chooses Hal as its new wielder.
That's what I was just about to say. It was chosen from the ring, so that's not really accidental.
Hal then gains the power to create constructs. So I don't see the accident there at all. But the robot says that's an accident.
Stupid robot.
Because he crashes plane close by, maybe? I don't know. Yeah, you're right. That's dumb. Now we need to bring Nightwing's parents back into play.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep.
All right, there's another Marvel one too. Huh.
She's one of the Avengers.
Natalia? Black Widow?
Yeah, Black Widow, Natasha Romanoff. A Russian spy who undergoes experimental treatments that enhance her physical abilities and slow her aging. These treatments result from her desperate pursuit of a cure for radiation poisoning. I was
going to say she volunteered again for these. These are not accidents.
But it's the cure for the radiation poisoning which she contracted unintentionally by accident. That's where their angle is, I guess.
Okay.
The next one is actually 2 people inhabiting one.
The firestorm thing?
Yes. So Ronnie Raymond and Martin Stein are caught in a nuclear accident, merging their bodies and minds into the superhero Firestorm. This grants them the ability to transmute elements and manipulate matter.
Now, publicly, I'll say, good job, Robot Overlords, an excellent list. But that's just because I don't want them murdering me in my sleep. But I call shenanigans.
Yeah. And this is the worst one. The last one is Aquaman, who discovers his Atlantean heritage and abilities after accidentally falling into the sea as a child, where he realizes he can communicate with sea life and breathe underwater. So that is the absolute worst one.
Well, that would be every mutant then, because every mutant is just randomly finds that they have powers.
On accident, right?
Yeah. That's no.
Yes. So you're saying you don't respect the robot overlord. Is that what I heard you say?
I'm
Kyle?
saying
on the record. On the record for the.
I'm saying you must have checked a different box and somehow let it astray.
No. I gave them the prompt. This is what they gave us, and I believe you said, "Down with the robot."
Yes, I believe I said Skynet isn't real.
I'm just saying. Nice knowing you.
Yeah, crap. I try to set an alarm in the morning and it won't go off, and it starts there.
It goes downhill from there.
Mm.
Kyle, I've got the solution to our dreary evenings. We can pop a little magic mind and get a little pick me up and still go to sleep, just enough to give us some clarity of mind. A little creativity, get the creative juices flowing, maybe give you one or two before the podcast, to really focus you in. What do you think of that?
You fall asleep during one podcast and all of a sudden that's your problem.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, absolutely. The worst thing you want to do is, brew a pot of coffee at middle of the night right before a podcast.
Yeah.
Then you're up the entire evening. What you need is good, sustained energy, clarity of mind, not, a jolt of caffeine that hurts your body and all these things. Absolutely. And Magic Mind does all that stuff and has that matcha. I want to talk about matcha, Drew.
Okay. All right.
The green vegetable matcha, that buzzword, that superfood. I didn't think I'd like matcha. I am starting to like matcha, and that's one of the big key ingredients here is that lovely green superfood that has the benefits of all the keeping you goings.
Yeah. And it's cool stuff. It's pricey. Matcha is, but they stick it in this with some great other ingredients, all natural stuff. But you can get it through us with our code. So we want you to check out this Magic Mind Elixir. Check this out. It is, go to magicmind.co/comicsfunprofit.
And elixir really is the perfect word for it. It's a nice little elixir. It's very cool. For sure.
If you feel you want to try this out, go to magicmind.co/comicsfunprofit and use our code. You can get 20% off of an initial one-time purchase, or up to 56% off of a subscription. So if this sounds good to you, go to magicmind.co/comicsfunprofit and use our code CFP. You can get up to 56% off your subscription for the next 10 days with the code CFP, or you can just use that discount code CFP at magicmind.co/comicsfunprofit to get 20% off a one-time purchase, just to sample, dip your toe, check it out. Kyle, we have our good friends at Penguin Random House with the Marvel previews of items that are released in September. There's a September catalog for November items. That's what we're looking at. Yes.
And our main page, I'll say, is Amazing Spider-Man 39 Gang War, where it looks like a bunch of our favorite Marvel characters are ready for some scrapping, but we shall see. Ooh, excited about page 2.
Superior Spider-Man, yeah.
Yep, and that is where we are going to start with Superior Spider-Man #1, Dan Slott, this time with Mark Bagley. Wasn't it Giuseppe during the initial run-through?
Yeah, I think so.
Spider-Man faces a new villain from his superior past as she fries New York with all the power of a living star. Doc Ock makes a life-changing discovery. Mark Bagley and Dan Slott continue their Spider run with the 10th anniversary celebration of everything that made Spider-Man superior. So, no, it might have been Bagley again. I might be off.
So this is a one shot, right?
Does not say that.
Cool.
Yeah. And it just says they continue their Spider-Man run. So I would say this is not a one-off.
Yeah, I guess maybe it was Bagley. Okay.
Yeah, I thought I remembered Kevin calling me on it, but could have been just me.
Yeah.
But we're getting a Scotty Young cover, a Ramos cover, and a Diwali cover.
Yeah, which isn't bad.
Yeah.
Humberto Ramos isn't bad.
Then we get Deadpool 7 Slaughters, #1. Rob Liefeld, Cullen Bunn, Cody Ziegler, Mark Guggenheim, Justina Ireland, and Gail Simone all writing on this. So this is a one-shot. This is a $10 book. So I think this is just a bunch of crap we've already read slammed together, more than likely.
Yeah. Fan favorite creators, past and future.
Yeah. We got that sketchy Frank Miller cover.
Is it bad?
For Miller, it's good.
Oh yeah, it's not great, is it? Okay. Gods #2, the Jonathan Hickman, Valerio Shitty.
Hey, now you're gonna put the
Yeah.
exemption tag.
Wonder if that'll be any good.
It's a nice cover we get there. Who did that one?
The main.
I think probably.
Looks like Mateus Mahani.
It's a good cover.
Marvel Superhero Secret Wars Battle World #1. Tom DeFalco, Pat Olive. That's your Giuseppe Comingoli.
Battle World.
After nearly 40 years, the mysteries of the Secret Wars deepen. Get ready for an all-new cataclysmic battle from when Spider-Man first got his alien costume.
Retcon.
Okay. And surprise supervillain appearances inside.
I like the homage cover.
Yeah.
Spider-Gwen on tour #1 of a 4-issue series by Melissa Flores and Eden Balam, with David Nakayama doing the main cover.
Okay.
I don't care anymore. It's a $6 book for Spider-Gwen.
If that was Silk, you'd care.
Yep, I would. Yep, definitely would.
Daredevil Black Armor #1 of 4 by D.G. Chichester and Natho Diaz, with a cover by Mark Bagley.
So Daredevil has armor now?
Black armor, dude. Not just any armor.
Well, he doesn't see color.
That's true. And there's foil. There's foil covers too.
Ooh, let there be foil. Thanos #1, Chris Cantwell, Luca Pizzari. Thanos versus the Illuminati.
Okay. Howard the Duck
gets a new issue. Good old Chipper.
Yeah, Chip Zdarsky gets to revisit this with Daniel Kibble Smith.
It's a $6 one shot. I think it's a retread
of his run before.
Maybe, I don't know. Maybe it is. Meet Howard's new hard-boiled PI with problems by the duckload. No, I think it is. New story. New. But it is a one-shot.
Yeah. Thunderbolts gets relaunched. New #1 with Colin Kelly and Jackson Lansing. A revolution is coming. Bucky Barnes, the Revolution, just inherited a mountain of covert intel, and he has one objective: justice. We're going to do The Sentry #1 by Jason Liu and Luigi Zagario. Who will be the new Sentry? The Sentry is dead, but ordinary people all over the world are suddenly manifesting his powers and experiencing snippets of Bob Reynolds' memories.
Am I a bad comic guy that I don't know who the Sentry is?
Yeah, I was hoping you might, because I wasn't real sure who the Sentry is.
Yeah, crap.
Punisher #1, another Punisher relaunch, but this time with a Moon Knight cover.
Yeah, I was
all right.
confused.
David Pepose gets to do another book with Dave Wachter on art.
That would be the Knight's End variant. So I guess we're gonna have to look for Knight's End variants and a bunch of other books too.
Yeah.
So we go from Punisher having the original symbol to Punisher having the douchiest symbol on Earth To punish, you're now just having white nipples and a pause symbol.
It's okay. So it's a new interpretation. You think?
These are great questions. I don't know the answer to that.
Interesting.
I just hope the douche-tastic one's gone.
Now we go into Gang War First Strike.
That is so many books.
So in November we're gonna get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, just 7 in November that are part of Gang War First Strike. But then the Gang War really heats up in December and January and February, and it ends in March. That's a long event, Marvel, with a lot of amazing.
6 issues of ASM. I'm sorry, 8 issues of ASM.
Yeah, so ASM, Miles, Daredevil, Spider-Woman, Luke Cage, Kung Fu, anything else? Daredevil, I said that. Man, it just derails most of the books I was reading.
Yeah. And including, so you're relaunching Spider-Woman with a #1. It's a Gang War tie-in.
That's a Gang War tie-in.
That's so stupid.
Is that going to help it?
It's so stupid.
It is dumb. A war has erupted between the gang lords of New York City, causing chaos throughout the Big Apple. Villains are fighting villains. Criminals are fighting criminals. Hobgoblin, Mr. Negative, the Owl, Shotgun, Diamondback, AIM, Hydra, and more battle with and against each other for NYC supremacy. You know who's missing? Kingpin.
Interesting. And you got a gang war without Kingpin?
Yeah, something happened to him over in Daredevil, and maybe he's still being ostracized from that.
Still recuperated.
Or dead. I can't remember. Big things are brewing in Gang War. Don't miss them. In November, December, and many, many months after that. I don't know, Kyle. That's a lot of books.
Yeah.
It's a lot of books to sit out.
Yeah, dude.
It's
crazy.
I mean, I like Amazing. I don't want to sit out 8, 10 Amazings. While
they're $5 a piece, except for when you get to ASM Gang War First Strike 1, there's an arbitrary $1 added to it because it's a one shot, but even though it's the same 40 pages as everything else.
Is there only one Gang War that's an actual? Is there a Gang War standalone series at all? There isn't, is there?
Yeah, so if we look here at November, we have ASM 37, ASM 38, Miles Morales Spider-Man 12, and then we have ASM Gang War First Strike 1.
Which is not an ASM book, but
correct. It's a one shot. So it's them putting Spider-Man in front of essentially just saying Gang War 1.
Instead of saying Gang War 1. Okay.
And then the Luke Cage series is just a 4-issue Gang War series. And then Spider-Woman is a 4-issue Gang War series. We're just seeing if it continues after that.
Daredevil is a Gang War series. Okay, that's even more confusing. So there's no central event book to read. Okay. So I guess I just skip it all. It doesn't make any sense to me.
Yeah, unless you want to dip in with this Amazing Spider-Man Gang War First Strike 1. This tells you what incites the war, who hired Shotgun and took out Tombstone.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so this is your starter book, this ASM First Strike 1.
Instead of 37 and 38.
Correct. So if you want to dip in and just make sure you're really out, that's your $6 way to do that, Drew.
Yeah. Spider-Woman #1. It's not really. I don't know. Luke Cage. I don't know, man. I don't think I'll like this.
Yeah, I'm out.
I think I'm going to be. I'll get pretty disappointed and bored right off the bat.
So let's move on to White Widow #1, Sarah Gailey and Alessandro Miracolo on this one. This is, of course, Elena Belova's series, Shadow of the Black Widow.
With a Night's End variant.
Yep. By Shalvey. I like that. That's awesome.
Elena Belova returns. Super spy rogue agent, Shadow of the Black Widow. She's been many things, but striking as a hero on her own right is new to her. Okay, cool.
Ultimate Universe #1, not Ultimates, but Ultimate Universe.
Yeah. Hickman and Caselli.
Now we have a $7 40-page one-shot. What the heck? We're not adding more pages. We're just adding more money.
Yeah. After the world-shaking conclusion of Ultimate Invasion, a new team of heroes bands together to save the future. So you needed to have read the Ultimate Invasion. Then Spider-Boy gets his book. Dan Slott thinks he's got a license to print money with Spider-Boy.
He might be right.
We'll see. Spitting out of the pages of...
Yeah, so this is probably going to take up where ASM takes 8 issues off.
Yeah. It does give you a chance to read some Spidey books that aren't...
Yeah, because Miles is in Gang War, so...
Yeah, that's true.
Avengers 7, a new Carnage one. We're back to Cletus Cassidy. Didn't we talk about this already?
I don't know. There was a disclaimer at the top that said these are a lot of these are October.
That's right. We had bleed over. Yeah, we already talked about Carnage one and Cletus Cassidy.
Yeah, previously solicited.
Yeah.
Scarlet Witch, Magneto finishes up with 4. Doctor Strange 9.
Good Alex Ross cover.
There's a another for Captain Marvel 2. There's another Knight's End that has cool Moon Knight cover on it.
So since they've screwed up all these solicits, we have Star Wars 40 here, and then we go straight to it's Jeff #1, and then back to Spider books. And then we'll go back to Star Wars' later. So that's the dumbest way ever.
Yeah. And Marvel Zombies, Black, White, and Blood thrown in there. Spine Tingling Spider-Man, its second issue as well. Daredevil.
Where you at?
I'm sorry, I'm on 50.
You jumped over like 4 pages.
Okay, what are they?
Let's see. What If Dark Tomb of Dracula?
So
a bunch of art germ. I guess we don't really care about Cap Wolf. And you're off of Sensational She-Hulk.
I didn't see that one.
43. Digital 45.
I must have.
And by the way, there's still more Window Shades variants being made.
Predator versus Wolverine. Did we see that one already? Maybe?
Nope. I mean, that's where I'm at now as I head down.
Yeah.
Why would Wolverine need to hold a sword? That's what I don't get. He has swords protruding from his hand. Why does he have a katana?
Maybe longer? Better reach?
But he hasn't, he doesn't have katana training. He's got, the point of him is he's an animal.
Yeah.
It's so stupid.
Ms. Marvel, the New Mutant, that was just a 4-issue miniseries. Because she's now part of the X-Men.
No more Terrigen Mist for you, young lady.
I guess not. Boy, that's weird. What are they doing?
Uncanny X-Men. Uncanny Spider-Man 3 and 4, I meant to say. So who is... Okay, so Spider-Man's a mutant?
Spider-Man's not a mutant.
He's got Bamfin toes. He's half Daredevil in this one.
Oh, okay.
Or not Daredevil, but
Nightcrawler.
Thank you. There's some weird stuff going on.
What is going on? Spider-Man's a mutant. It does say that, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Uncanny this, uncanny that, invincible this. Alpha Flight's only a 5-issue series, and it was just the 4th one. Okay, yeah. That's weird. And that's it. That finishes up. Okay.
A lot of stuff finishing up. Children of the Vault finishes up.
Immortal X-Men, Dark X-Men, X-Men Red, X-Force, X-Men Facsimile.
More facsimiles for Days of Future Past. Boy, we are.
Yeah, must be hard to get them.
Still doing it.
X-Men Blue.
Okay, so here's where we have Spider Nightcrawler with Mom. Written by Cy Spurrier.
Yeah. Weird. Moon Knight City of the Dead finishes up. Final hours of Moon Knight. I guess they killed off Moon Knight.
My.
Or killed off Mark Spector. You can't kill Moon Knight.
That In-Hyuk Lee variant on Last Days of Moon Knight's pretty dope.
Yeah. There's Fantastic Four. 13 and 14.
So, why is he writing a metal dinosaur?
Oh, he's Doom.
He's Doom, but Dino Doom. Interesting.
Oh, my goodness. I'm still only halfway through this freaking catalog.
Avengers Inc., Silver Surfer Rebirth Legacy, Immortal 4, Black Panther 6, Incredible Hulk 6.
Couple of Blades.
Yeah, 2 Blades.
Guardian Ghost Rider. Alien. Oh, Alien's relaunching.
Yeah.
That last one was good. I liked it.
We got to stop and look at Bjorn Barron's cover on Ghost Rider. That'll make me pause.
Star Wars: The High Republic #1, Phase 3.
Yes. More Cavan Scott. You got to jump on these #1s.
Star Wars Visions, Peach Momoko, #1.
Ooh, Peach writing and doing the interiors. Peach Momoko brings her unique storytelling to a galaxy far, far away. Centuries after the death of the great Dark Sith Lord. That's generic, you're not telling us who. A cult has grown worshipping this Sith Lord and the dark side. Anne Khan believes that she is the successor to the legacy of the Sith and her dark side powers. But is she truly in time with the Force, or is she just exploiting the people in her village? Keiko and Jell are about to come face to face with the truth, or even if it kills them. Interesting. It is a simple one-shot, a $6 one-shot by Peach Momoko dealing with, the
Means
aftermath
nothing. Probably not canon.
If it's a Star Wars book published by Marvel, it is canon. Unless Visions is being given some other moniker.
Yeah, I think Visions is just have fun with the toys, but it doesn't really count. Dark Droids D Squad.
Oh, there's our BT action figure variant.
Yeah, that's kind of cool. That's nuts. So many Dark Droids. How many? Wow.
Yeah, there's our 000 action figure variant. I'd like to have both of those for the both murder droids.
40th anniversary covers of The Return of the Jedi by Chris Sprouse. Is that just all covers?
Looks like Bjorn Barons is doing a Star Wars cover, and that's all we get. Come on, we can do so much better.
Yes.
Yeah, that's just collecting all the 40th anniversary covers that we put on things for the longest time. Yeah, because it's 56 pages of it. And now we're into the collected editions. That sucks that there's not like here's how many of those Moon Knight covers to look for in this.
Yeah, right. The classic blacklight note card set, available for the first time in 50 years. The Marvel superheroes are together again in this vibrant, far out note card collection.
Far out.
So they did it in blacklight. Fans will light up with this deluxe collectible note card set featuring 24 blacklight images of celebrated Marvel comics. This is like early 70s when this thing came out.
Yeah.
Wicked. Or, I'm sorry, groovy.
Bodacious.
More epics. Jeez Louise. So many. I don't know how people keep up. I don't think you can. Marvel just wants all your money.
Yes.
Just give it all to us. Don't read anything else but us.
Gotta keep Disney afloat.
I guess. All right. That is 132 pages of stuff. And unfortunately, a handful of things that I might read.
Yeah. And apparently 40 things over the next, more than 40 things.
More
over
than
the next
40 things.
4 months that you could just skip.
Gang War got me checking out for a little while.
which I've done before, I think, when Spider-Man was taken over by something. I just left it alone for a while and then came back when it was over.
Yeah.
Hard to do.
Time for a break from our show to pay the bills. Check out beacons.ai/comicsfunprofit for all the C4 FAP links you could ever need, all in one place. You can provide feedback, listen, support, share, enjoy these. We have our Patreon there. You can buy us a beer or a coffee. You can check out our Instagrams, our Twitters, our Facebooks. Check out our YouTube page. You can email us. You can listen to our podcasts on Patreon, if you're a subscriber, on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, on Podbean. We have Google Podcasts on there. We have an Amazon wish list. You want to buy Kyle and I something? Fine. You can do that here. We appreciate it. We have Kyle's RPG podcast listed on there, so you can check out his Dork Day Afternoon offerings. We have Cowabunga links, so you can check out the Cowabunga Deep Discount FOC and pre-order list. Get on that. That's RLCS, so you can check that out as well. And we want to just give you opportunities to say hi, to check out what we're doing, support us if you would like, or just listen. Check out beacons.ai/comicsfunprofit for all the C4 FAP links you could ever need. Thanks. Back to the show.
Let's slide over to Cover Price and see if they got anything going on.
Yeah, let's see what Cover Price has. Check out our secondary market items and see what is commanding that cash on the secondary market. And we're starting the number one spot, Drew. Spawn number one.
What?
3 weeks ago, we covered the resurgence of Spawn number one. At this time, McFarlane used his San Diego Comic-Con panel to announce that Spawn would be debuting in one of the world's most popular video games. Although the name wasn't announced last week, a data mine leak revealed a slew of new skins coming to Call of Duty Warzone. Among those skins were Skeletor, Alucard from Van Helsing, that's Dracula backwards, Drew, Ash from Evil Dead, and Spawn. Spawn debuting in the most popular game in the world is a massive news for the character. In fact, this news has shot Spawn number one straight to the top of the list. 51 copies on the secondary market, Drew. High sale of $160 for CGC 9.8. And Rawls fair market value for near mints, $30, Drew. This dollar book's $30 for near mints.
That's great. It was never a dollar book. It was never a dollar book. But it was probably a $10 book or an $8 book.
Yeah. And also maybe Spawn has been in Heaven. He's been in fighting games before, so he's been in video games.
Yeah. So people are just looking for a reason.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know. Who knew? Maybe he was in Mortal Kombat too, but I thought it was the other games. Soul Calibur. That's what he was in. All right, sorry. Number 2, Nort's Illustrated Swimsuit Edition. Number 1, the 1 in 25 with Wonder Woman on the cover. Everybody loves it. Another 18 copies sold. $150 high sale for a Raw, Drew. That's kicking your ratio in the balls. And near fair market value for $112. Dang. X-Men Volume 1, number 130. This, of course, is Dazzler. As the Taylor Swift rumors continue to rumor around. 28 copies sold. CGC 9.8, over $1,300. $100 for fine copy. A fine copy will get you $100 on this one.
That's great.
Yeah. Stupid Spider Boys, stupid top secret, stupid book in Spider-Man 7, still selling 29 stupid copies for $115 for a stupid 9.8. And your stupid.
To be fair. Right.
Why do I have to be fair? Tell me what's
I guess you don't. I don't.
Yeah.
You can do what you want.
Stupid retail, stupid top secret, stupid spoilers for this stupid boy. Near mint, fine, $33. Sorry, I'm over it. Collecting myself. Ultimate Fallout number 4, big book here. 25 copies if you could afford it. $1,700, or at least $1 shy of that for a CGC 9.8. Near mint, fair market value, $432. Good old black suit number 8 from Marvel's Secret Wars, the OG, the direct edition. 25 copies on the secondary market, $650 for a CGC 9.8. And very fines, $151. We got these for a quarter for the longest time, Drew. It's crazy.
No. We got the other issues for a quarter. We didn't get
that's
eights.
right.
We didn't get eights. Eights were always had
We
value.
got 8s, but they were harder to find.
I don't think they were ever in the dollar book bins.
How are you getting them? Because you sold multiple full sets, and I know you're cheapskate, wasn't buying them for much.
I don't think they were going for big money back then, but
Yeah,
they were going for pretty good.
there you go. At rank 7, we have The Crow, Flesh and Blood #1 from 1996. The Crow reboot has had a historically shaky journey. No kidding. It's taken quite a while to get its footing. However, production has wrapped and the film is scheduled to debut in 2024, despite the actors and writers strike. Producer Sam Pressman is ramping up hype for the film. He stated that the film will blow people's minds and is an anti-Marvel movie. Ooh, that's our stance now to get things. Yes.
What's that mean?
Yeah, I don't know. Everybody's taking shots to King. Pressman alluded to this film being the beginning of a shared universe, possibly branching into video games and animated series.
So that's not anti-Marvel. That's
I was going to say that's exactly. With very little info to go on, one thing we know for sure is the producer behind the film has high hopes that The Crow will be the birth of a new expanded universe. Within that universe, we're speculation about Iris Shaw, another victim of death resurrected by the Crow, being present in this new film. Her first appearance is in this here issue, and that's why it's taken off. And by taken off, we have 15 copies sold. $225 for CGC 9.8 and fines for $6.
I always hate it when these producers, put a lot of eggs in this basket and are like, this is going to be the beginning of all these spin-offs and tie-ins, and then it just fizzles.
And then yawn.
Yeah.
Speaking of yawn, Spider-Man 2099, volume #1, issue #1. Miguel O'Hara. We saw him in Across the Spider-Verse. We're waiting for episode 2 of Across the Spider-Verse. Meanwhile, still a popular dude. 30 copies sold. $71 for a CGC 9.6 move this week. And Raw still about $18. And continuing with all of the crazy Dazzler stuff with Taylor Swift, Dazzler #1, $180 for CGC 9.8. And Very Fine for $9. These are bargains if she's actually doing it, Drew.
You think?
Yeah, because things will go nuts if she actually is in the movie.
Yeah.
Speaking of nuts, Kanan, the Last Padawan, #6. Love this book. The Ahsoka series is halfway through its season, and reviews have been mostly positive. They should be all positive. With so many characters from the Rebels appearing in this series, Drew's Rebels was a cartoon show that I tried to get you to watch for a decade, and you never really did. It makes sense that this book is jumping into our top 10 list. The big money maker initially was the full set of cameos in Kanan #1. This issue, which contains the full first appearance, has overtaken as the top book to have. 14 copies in the secondary market, $350 for a 9.8. $100 for alls.
Kanan, spoiler, if you're not current on Ahsoka, is that kid's dad.
Yes.
That general kid's dad. Okay.
Yes.
Jason.
Yes. Jason Jarrus. Now, Kanan's name is not actually Kanan Jarrus. Okay.
Gotcha.
He's actually Caleb Doom.
And my wife wants to know if Jason is somebody that we should know.
So his name comes from a derivation of Jason Solo, which was another one of Leia and Han's kids, but has not made it to current canon. So they are currently using him as a placeholder and may do some fun things with him based on that. But the Jason name, spelled as Jacen, is from Jason Solo in Legacy writings.
So he was Ben Solo's little brother?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So he could be somebody in something.
Yep. Absolutely.
Very neat. Okay, over on my turn, we got rank 11, Immortal X-Men #15, the Joshua Sway Swabby 1 in 25. This X-Men run is doing right by telling a compelling story within this current run. It's been reviewed highly, bringing on board multiple villains doing villainy things. That and a killer splash page at the book's end has fans dying for more. Know what else has been reviewed highly? This 1 in 25 variant from Joshua Sway. The community loves a good Emma Frost cover and this book checks the boxes. We've sold 15 massive copies. High sale of $50 for a raw. Most of the time they're around $40. At rank 12, we have Catwoman Uncovered #1, the Babs Tar 1 in 25. This is just a bunch of Catwoman covers in a comic. 18 copies of this sold. High sale of $30 for a raw. They're going normally around $20. Infinity Gauntlet #1. When the solicitations and covers were released for the upcoming Thanos series, fans couldn't help but return to the inspiration for the said covers in this book. So that's why it sold 14 copies with a high sale of $200 for a CGC 98 and Raws around 44. This was way higher than that back in the Infinity War day.
I was going to say, yeah, no kidding.
At rank 14, we have Toxic Avenger #1. We heard that there's a big Peter Dinklage attached to this. 16 copies sold. High sale of $239 for a CGC 98. Raw near mints around $30. Secret Wars #1. Since we did 8, now we're going to do the first appearance of the Beyonder in Secret Wars #1. And we have 20 copies of this sold. High sale of $279.99 for a CGC 98 with near mints around $29. At rank 16, we have X-Men Volume 1, #4. Omega Red is a fan favorite and has blossomed in value. 17 copies of this sold with a high sale of $135 for a CGC 98 and raw around $31. At rank 17, we have the Amazing Spider-Man #300, First Venom. High sale of $1,526 for a CGC 96. Raw near mints around $960. At rank 18, we have Moon Knight Volume 1, #1. Book has tumbled from its all-time high of $1,325 for a CGC 98 back in 22 to where it is now, which is around 17 copies sold. High sale of $275 for a CGC 98. Barry Fines around $21. Wow, that is quite a tumble. The Uncanny X-Men #1, 266 comes in at rank 19. This is Channing Tatum as Gambit. This put the book back in the middle of the genuine first appearance debate for the first Gambit.
It did not. It is not even close to the first appearance. There is no debate.
It's the annual.
Yeah.
We tracked 11 copies sold. High sale of $660 as for a CGC 98. Raws around $150. And rounding out our top 20, we have Wolverine #1. Tracked 38 copies sold. High sale of $350 for a CGC 98. Raws around $71. Oof. All right, Kyle. Now, explain to me what I did wrong on FOCs last week. What did we do? What did we miss?
It's not really your fault. So now with all the jockeying back and forth, when we check our things in lunar distributions, we have multiple dates. It used to be we checked our Tuesday or our
Tuesdays in lunar and our Wednesdays in previews. Yeah.
Yeah, and with our FOC, it was our Saturdays in lunar and our Sundays in previous world. Well, now we have two different dates in our lunar stuff because I don't know. Because
of Tuesday and Wednesday.
Yeah, exactly. So our DC items are, well, with FOC, we're not talking Tuesday and Wednesday. We're talking Saturday and Sunday.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah. So when we check lunar, we have to make sure we check our Saturday tab and our Sunday tab because our image stuff is still in a Wednesday release, which is a Sunday tab.
Sunday and Monday. It's Sunday and Monday.
Oh, sorry, not Saturday and Sunday, but Sunday and Monday. You are correct.
Yes, right.
Yeah. So let's head on out. So this is new territory for everybody because of how things have been squabbled out here. But, we want to make sure everybody can see the things they need to get and doesn't miss anything.
And it's
so we're heading over to lunar.
it's possible the majority of the image is going to be here on this other day and
All but
nowhere
2
to be
books.
found.
All but 2 books.
Okay, gotcha. All right, that makes sense. So let's look at 917. We've got Batman and Robin of Francisco Mattina. That's pretty interesting. Looks like Damian blowing bubbles there with his. Yeah, looks pretty good. There's a Kale New Croc cover, which is really nice, and Del Autos, which are always good. Not sure about these sketch covers. See the appeal sometimes. Generation Joker number 6 of 6. That finishes up the White Knight series. A lot of fun stuff there. Dark Knights of Steel collects its second half of it finally. And it's hardcover. There's Dwellings, the second issue of Dwellings. Green Lantern 4. Haunting on Mars, which is Hugo Petrus. That looks like a old school cover man from like the pre-code era. The Madness hits its third issue from AWA. That's a cool homage to the Sex Pistols album.
I think so. That sounds right.
Mitch number 1. Superman Lost is number 7.
Did you read that series?
No. I mean, I read the first 2 or 3, and I think the other ones have stacked up on me.
Gotcha.
So I'm not current. Wesley Dodds, The Sandman number 1. Is that Golden Age thing?
Yes, that was that old Golden Age book that returned after many, many years.
And it's the first of them, or was there already one previously?
No, it's the first of the 6 issues here. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I know there was like 3 different Golden Age launches.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, I'm not sure if this is the first one to do it yet.
I think there was like a Flash, maybe something else.
Sounds right. All right, that seems like most of our stuff for the 17th. A few World's Finest Teen Titans, which is the old school one.
Yeah.
I'll go ahead and click over.
We've got the Creep Show,
Mm-hmm.
number 2.
Well, this is where we get that Destiny Gate book. Ryan Cady and Christian Debari.
What is that again?
Destiny Gate number 1 from Top.
Yeah.
It's Image and Top Cow.
Oh, okay. Haunted Girl number 1. Kill Your Darlings gets a second printing. Midlife or How to Hero at 50 number 1.
Oh, issue 1 of that. That's the firefighter guy. Yeah, that finds out he
Yeah.
has powers.
Yeah. That could be a good one. You know how I like superheroes at Image.
Yeah, you've always said.
Yeah. And then the Something Epic. That's it. And what did we say? That's Sixth Sense?
Yes.
And a Walking Dead homage.
Yep, Walking Dead homage. Which there seemed to be a bunch of 20th anniversary Walking Dead homage, because I clicked to the next one, and Swan Songs number 4 has a Where's Negan cover.
Swan Song, yeah. Golly, they got a 1 in 50, and man, Caitlin Yarsky's pretty good. Walking Dead Deluxe, issue 5, along with Weird Work.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, those are pretty sweet.
Now we flip over to Previews World, and we still have 2 additional Image books here.
Okay. But they're just Radiant Black, so let's go down to Boom. Oh, Damn Them All. It's issue 9. That's cool.
Berserker gets a $7 pen and ink.
What's happening in Marvel? Avengers Inc. number 2 with a cool Michael, John Tyler, Christopher action figure variant with a bunch of action figures. That's pretty neat. They look like to scale.
Yeah. And did you see the Aka cover? It's kind of good.
Also known as the artist variant. Is that what that means?
Yeah, I don't know.
Okay. Incredible Hulk.
Some weird Hulk covers on an Incredible Hulk 5. You got your homage there, of course.
Which one is the homage?
The
where he's stuck
Alexander
in the
Lozano.
box?
Yeah, exactly.
Big Hulk in a little box.
Lots of Moon Knight covers. Dang.
Yeah. Don't hate the John Tyler Christopher negative space variant for Spider-Boy.
I knew you were going to point that out.
I don't hate it.
So what was the Spider-Boy one that was just in the previews?
I don't know. I mean, is this the FOC for it, but it's also in that previews? And that's what that disclaimer was about?
Who knows?
And we did take our time doing DC and Image catalogs before we got to Marvel. So
that does not look like David Aja.
Where you at?
Spider-Boy 50, David Aja. It's the worst Aja.
Oh, the 50. Yeah. I see what you're saying. Not the worst, but yeah, it's not really his color palette, is it?
Yeah, it's not what I expect from him. Superior. Oh, it's just a poster for Superior. Down in some Dynamite stuff. Army of the Dead.
Yeah, I love all this. I'll just skip it now and won't bother. And how many of these? I'm curious how many of these back half books are actually do we already look at in the Lunar? Doesn't seem to be a lot of carryover yet. Who's the new Dark Horse #1 there? Canary.
Sorry, I was looking at Garbage Pail Kid books.
Oh, that's Scott Snyder. Dan Pinocha. That could be good.
As you know, our LCS is Cowabunga Comics, Lake Country, Wisconsin's best pop culture destination for new comics, back issues, gaming, retro video games, vinyl, and figures. Give them a call, 262-569-9999. Check them out online at cowabungacomics.com or follow them on Twitter at Incredicow. They are our LCS, and we utilize their deep discount mail order service to bring Oconomowoc, Wisconsin closer to us. They'll take care of you. Tell them Drew and Kyle sent you. Say hi to Eric and James from us. If you need an LCS, you can't go wrong with Cowabunga Comics.
And Creep Shows, we looked at those. Dark Spaces.
Wait, are there 2 Scott Snyder books coming out?
What's the other one?
Okay, so there's Canary #1, and then there's Dark Spaces Dungeon.
Ooh. It's a critically acclaimed anthology series, which means won't do well.
Not a real book.
Drive Like Hell from Dark Horse by Rich Douek. Hip Hop Family Tree is getting reissued as an omnibus hardcover. I wonder how much of that's in there. It's only 140 pages. That's not all of it. Oh, it's 140 pages of extras. It includes the original 360-page series, the 140 pages of extra material, cover gallery, every cover that has never been collected, new annotations of the entire series by Pisker, and much more. That's the greatest one, the first one.
That's all I can find.
All right.
Okay, Drew.
Yes.
What's your FOC pick?
I am torn between that Scott Snyder from Dark Horse and the Midlife or How to Hero at 50.
Yeah, that Image #1
from Image.
Yep.
I think I'll go with that one. I'll go with the Midlife or How to Hero at 50 #1 by Stefano Simeon cover by Brian Buccellato.
And the 2 I was between were the Scott Snyder and Spider-Boy #1. So I'm just going to go with the Canary #1 from Dark Horse, Scott Snyder's book.
Cool. So it got picked anyway.
Yep.
Do you have a preference on the covers?
I was just going cover A with the pistols.
Not as good.
Yeah.
Your pick, though. I'll let you have it. Aren't I nice?
Such a sweetheart.
Yeah.
Most people would just not said anything and just let me have the picks. But...
All right. Let's go to the Hot 10 from our good friends at CBSI.
Yeah. Heading over to comicbookinvest.com. Click on their Hot 10. We're going to look at September 15th's Hot 10. Wow, we're current. That's cool.
Sometimes you never know.
Yeah, very cool. And I'm a little confused about the first one. We have Punch, number 12. We know what you're going to say. How can this single sale make the hottest book of the week? Well, first, it was a very slow week for sales, as a lot of the usual suspects were moving. But that said, we can't ignore a CGC 8.0 going for $204,000, Drew.
Oh, wow.
It is a pre-code horror classic. This is a pedigree book, but this is also the highest grade in the census that has not been restored. The last time it sold in this grade was over 20 years ago, and that was for only $2,500. Occasionally, we need to acknowledge a legendary book and a significant sale like this. Any other week, this probably would be an honorable mention we'd talk about at the bottom. But like they said, things were a bit slow, and we really don't want to make that the next book, number 1. And of course, the next book would be X-Men 130, which is the Dazzler first appearance. So yeah, $200,000 for this pre-code horror book, Drew.
That's amazing.
Yeah. And ranked 10, like I said, is the first appearance of Dazzler in Uncanny X-Men. CGC 9.8's $1,600 on that one. That's crazy. 9.6 is between $500 and $600. These are all just based on rumors. At rank 3, we have the Nort's Illustrated Swimsuit 1 in 25. Yes, this Villalobos cover is a repeat, but it continues to sell. Another over 20 sales this past week, and this book continues to sell for over $100. So, yeah. Immortal X-Men at number 15 in the 1 in 25. Since last week, I have noticed that at least 15 sales of this 1 in 25 incentive. It's a gorgeous cover by Sway, and prices have climbed from $40 to $65. That's probably the ceiling for this, as it appears to be a case of a sexy variant folks are willing to go the extra couple bucks for. At rank 5, we have Magic Order number 1 from Mark Millar. Since yesterday's quote-unquote news that Netflix still has a show in development for this series, we've seen a couple dozen book sales, mostly in the double cover range at $8, with high raw sales of about 15. CGC 9.8s are still only around $70. With this book, you might be able to find in dollar bins still. At rank 6, we have Wolverine 36. This is from the Ben Percy run. This book came out a couple weeks ago, but with a recent announcement that it is getting a second print incentive from Marvel, this seems to have started to sell for $10 to $15. Not a huge jump, but it was only cover price last week, and now, after a couple dozen sales, it has hit $16, with some listings at $20, and all the covers have been selling. Interesting. Marvel Age 1998. Marvel Age number 98 from our boy Stan Lee. So Toxic Avengers is still selling pretty well, but the character actually did appear here first in the Marvel Age book. Folks seem to now be putting more money towards this previous preview appearance, as raws are hitting $30 to $35. But most you can really get them for around $20 if you're being careful. This is a dollar bin type book, again, that is worth looking into. Now, a CGC 9.8 hasn't sold since June, but when it last sold, it was $380. At rank 8, we have The Crow Flesh and Blood number 1. News that the reboot film is not only still in the works, but that it may spawn spin-off material, as many folks speculating that Iris Shaw may be involved. 25 copies, $15. Sonic the Hedgehog 900th Adventure number 1, 1 in 50. New this week, This one-shot Sonic adventure has a hefty $8 cover price, so many shops may not have qualified for the 1 in 50 incentive. We've seen this before with Sonic high ratio variants coming out in the gate super strong. Remember when Sonic 50 did it? I spotted only half a dozen sales so far in the last week, but it had high pre-sales of $230 to $250, while the rest were closer to $90 and $130-ish. Any way you look at it, it's still a huge premium for a 1 in 50. And at rank 10, Gotham Academy #1, Drew. I remember being high on this back in the day. I've talked about Mia Maps Mizugochi a couple times now regarding this book in dollar bin digging, but the current heat seems to be coming from her recent appearance in the new Birds of Prey series as a new character called Meridian. About 20 copies sold with a high sale of $30, but most were much cheaper. CGC 9.8 sold for $85, maybe $100 this week. Copies of the 1 in 25 incentive and the pink second printing are also selling well, but cover A is seeing the most movement. Honorable mention, we have Tomb of Terror 15, a notable pre-code horror sale this week, as a raw and restored copy sold for $2,850 at auction. A decent looking copy, but it looks to have some collar touch and a decent spine split. That said, books like this aren't easy to find in any grade whatsoever, so collectors aren't afraid to invest in what we have. And the other honorable mention, Weird Fantasy 21. So this is a comic that does not come up for sale very often. This week, though, a CGC 6.5 sold for $1,535 with a lot of auction on it with nearly 50 bids. A lot of action on it. This may not be one of Frank Frazetta's most well-known covers, but Frazetta still sells. There is also a sneaky Ray Bradbury story in here, which was released before Fahrenheit 451. For sale price context, this grade last sold 3 years ago for $720, and a 5.5 sold a couple months ago for $900. So some of the oldies selling good.
Very cool.
All right, Drew, let's head on over and look at our...
Well, honorable mentions.
I just did the 2 honorable mentions.
You did?
Yep.
God damn, I thought
I flowed right into them real smooth.
Okay, well, you didn't. I thought you were going to talk about the guy leaving that does the top 10. But
okay. I did not. No, I did not.
You skimmed right over that. No problem.
Yes, I did.
I was reading it, so that's probably why I wasn't paying attention. So yeah, we're at Lunar, right?
Correct. We're over at Lunar.
And we have to do 19 and 20?
Yep. We've got more fun to be had here.
Okay.
So let's head on over to Lunar Distributions and look for our sneak peek at next week items for 19 and 20. Tuesday and Wednesday. These Catwoman covers are great. This David Nakayama cover, just the cover A is really good.
Yeah, it is. We liked a lot of these. We liked the one with all the flying cats, right?
Yep. With all I think we counted 9 cats for 9 lives.
Yeah, that was great. Nightwing is this is a octopus in a safe, maybe?
Yes.
Cover A.
Mm-hmm. Nightwing goes nautical. Sail the high seas with Nightwing and Batgirl. Superman 6, the Tiago da Silva, is a very interesting cover.
Who is that supposed to be?
That's what I'm not sure.
That's not Lois, is it?
That's what I originally thought, but I don't think it is.
Oh, there's our Wonder Woman. Finally, we got our new Tom King Wonder Woman.
Yeah.
On DC. Feels like that should have been out a while ago, but it's finally out. I've heard good things.
Mm-hmm. I'm torn because I love the Art Germ cover, but I also love that Chris Bacalo cover.
Yeah, that's a great one. A la 300, right?
Yep.
I think the Daniel Sampier is pretty classic.
Mm-hmm.
That's also a good one. So now you think we go to 920, and we see Antarctica, Big Game 3, Asterix, a second printing for Call.
Yeah.
Very cool. Very good. Fish Flies gets its second issue. I still haven't read that first issue. I gotta read that.
Haunt You to the End 4 of 5.
Hey Kids Comics ends with its 6th issue. Click, click, boom.
and finish up with some more Walking Deads. All right, we still have some image books in our previews section as well. Trade for Ice Cream Man. Our Noctera books.
I just can't. I don't understand how they can. I mean, how they keep in track.
Yeah.
Of what goes where.
Something is Killing the Children 33. I love the FOC reveal cover with just the teeth.
Oh yeah.
And then Rare Flavors #1 from Boom by V Ram and Felipe Andrade.
A little hot, a little pricey.
It is a $5 book, yeah. Down to Marvel. Captain America #1. I think this is our old Captain America, but we do get a really cool George Perez cover.
All right. I really like that Amazing Spider-Man with the way it looks like broken glass and half and half. I like. That's John Romita Sr. and Jr.
Don't forget you have a Strange Academy Moon Knight #1.
Okay.
So your boy is visiting the school. I'm not sure if he's allowed to, but he is.
Is he really in it, or is it just a?
No, the book is a Strange Academy Moon Knight. It is a Moon Knight book in the Strange Academy world.
Yeah, okay.
And here in this Uncanny Spider-Man #1, this is where we get all of our Nightcrawler Spider-Man stuff. So,
okay.
If you want the two-toed Spider-Man, this is where you look.
Gotcha.
Dynamite continuing its Disney villains with Hades. It's number 2 issue number 2 issue because we started it last month.
Dead Sky Publishing gives us the Case of the Bleeding Wall, which is Joe Lansdale, who did Bubba Hotep, and his daughter, country singer Casey Lansdale, who did Creepshow and Impossible Monsters, joined forces to write the Case of the Bleeding Wall from Dead Sky Publishing. And it's only $4.
I do like the only $4 thing. That's awesome.
Holding the line, I guess. A lot of crossed issues found in the corner of the warehouse, blowing them out.
Greenhorns #1 from Keen Spot Comics. Right, Mike Rosenweig. Stranger Things meets Yellowstone in a supernatural western.
Which one was that called? Greenhorns?
Yep, Greenhorns.
That's
like Keen Spot,
though.
And there are a ton of covers.
Yeah, they usually aren't that great, though.
But it caught my eye, so I wanted to shout it out.
For sure. Might be my last chance to give Hey Kids Comics a shout out. But that would be more of a fun and not a profit pick. Junior Baker, Righteous Faker.
Rumpus Room #1 from AWA, written by Mark Russell.
Oh, that's cool.
Meet Bob Shrunk, technocrat billionaire, collector of bad art, and victim of a hideous skin condition that can only be treated with a highly illicit and definitely not FDA-approved face cream that must be harvested from human beings.
Okay, very cool. So Sherlock Holmes gets a gender swap. Spencer Holmes was orphaned at a young age, never knew her true lineage, but now her uncle suddenly returns to her life. She discovers the abilities of the Holmes family have been passed down to her. So she gets to solve crimes, I guess. That's kind of cool.
It's a Zenoscope book, so it's just a reason to put a sexy Holmes on the cover.
I know. Boy, lots of good choices. Lots of good choices here.
But only one choice can be your pick of the week, Drew. What you got?
Did I Was it Wonder Woman time? Was that on this one?
Yep,
I'm trying to go
that
back
was
and find
indeed.
it. Golly, which one
That
though?
was
Shit.
indeed.
I'm not gonna do the foil, even though it's very nice. I think I go with the standard Daniel Sampier cover
What?
for Wonder Woman, the Tom King Daniel Sampier. Yeah, I think so.
Interesting.
Chris Bacalo is nice, but it's a foil.
Yeah.
I'll do foils. It's $8.
You don't do foils.
Rarely.
Interesting. Tempted to do the foil. I'm just kidding.
If you really love that foil, I have other picks.
Yeah. I'm thinking about this hexagon bridge from Image.
Hexagon Bridge from was that in the lunar pile?
Yeah.
Hexagon Bridge.
It's interesting. It's by Richard Blake.
Doing the art and the writing.
Yeah. It seems kind of neat. I read through the solicit like 3 times, figuring it out. I'm in the mood for an Image 1, so I'm going to go with it, and it's $3.99, so that's a good thing.
There we go.
So 5-issue series, Richard Blake, Hexagon Bridge. Sweet. Yeah. All right, I want to thank you for tagging along with Drew and myself through all of our stuff for the FOC this week and all of our shenanigans through other things. I think we're going to get this figured out, and I think eventually everything will be out, and we can maybe get things pared down to one friggin' spot from this point on, but we shall see.
I don't think so.
Always throwing us these wonderful screwballs here. But we thank you guys for sticking around with us. Head on over to patreon.com. Look for Comics for Fun and Profit to have even more for us. Drew and I are planning out some fun stuff and maybe a couple reviews of Ahsoka and stuff going on. I've got to teach him what all the things he's missing from the animated worlds of Star Wars, and why not bring everybody along as I shame him for his lack of knowledge. So we appreciate you. For Drew and for myself, see ya.
In a world ravaged by war and chaos, a group of survivors must band together to brave the dangers of a post-apocalyptic landscape. The year is 2000, and the world has been plunged into darkness. The nuclear fires have burned out, leaving behind a wasteland of ruins and radiation. But amidst the rubble and despair, a glimmer of hope still remains. Join Dork Day Afternoon as they face off against marauding gangs, enemy soldiers, and even the harsh elements themselves in the world of Twilight 2000. Will our heroes survive the challenges ahead? Can they keep their own humanity intact? Or will they succumb to the harsh realities of life after the end of the world? 2 past midnight. An actual play podcast by Dork Day Afternoon.